She started doing the news. I'm like, all right, look, that's her segment. Take me off that. Y'all give her that. Take me off that. This is her segment. Now, this is no longer Jess with the mess. You know, got dark fast as a mother. Okay. I said, take me off that. This is no longer my segment. I said it. Take me off of that. Give it to her. Give it to her. Charlamagne said, nah, I don't want it to be her segment. It damn near sure is already. Like it's her segment. She's reading it and she's doing it to the best of her ability. Shorty is like that. Yeah. That's why I picked her to fill in for me for maternity leave. That's why I picked her. Y'all need to understand something. I'm never hating on Shorty. I already told her. I tell her every day. I tell her she's pretty every day. I tell her every day. I big up this woman every day. Every day. For y'all teammate. Just ran like a high school. Yeah. It's ran like a high school. It is. Fair East Side High. Fair East Side High. Before Mr. Clark, though. Like when he first got there. Y'all want to keep our cool. Look, check this out, y'all. Look, man. I get up every day, and they always talk about, you ain't at work, you ain't at work. Yeah, bitch, I started picking up more shows. Hell no. That's how I'm getting. Hell no. Hell no. I have more fun outside the studio than I have in there now. Is you crazy? I don't have no reason to get on that girl. I don't. No, I didn't like her when I came back because I'm like, all right, what's going on? What's going on? She knew it. We had a conversation. Because the anger was misplaced. Nah, it ain't even you that I don't like. I'm realizing this is the way these doing up here that I don't like. Okay, got it. It's her segment. I went to the person who does the intros, the sound. I went to Taylor. Yo, Taylor, make Loren her intro. Take Jess with the mess all day. She says, things can't just change like that. Why the not? Why not? Y'all changing everything else, and I'm the only one that don't know. My group don't know nothing. Jess with the mess is not at Breakfast Club. I'm Jess Hilarious up here. I'm Jessica Moore up here. Jess with the mess is not being done. Loren Lorosa is doing it. We supposed to be a team up there. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like not one mother ever with this online. Like, why the should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela Yee ain't that much crazy. Not as crazy as try to make her out to be. Nah, it's the reason that lady wanted to leave that show. I don't know how she did that 13 years. I'm telling you. I don't give a Y'all already know what's up with me. I feel played with. I'm going to play with. Like, that's just like, come on. I've been quiet a lot. If Jess Hilarious is quiet, it's a mother reason. I always got my mouth open. All the time. Now, how about y'all clear some of
So Jess Hilarious's time with the Breakfast Club may be coming to an end. So Jess has been in that role as moderator on the program for about a year now. It took the Breakfast Club and Power 105 about a year's time to find a replacement to Angela Yee, a part of that legendary Big Three over there at Power 105 in New York, alongside DJ Envy and Charlamagne. Here's the thing. Jess was doing really good in the role. I think most fans out there was happy with the pick of Jess. Thought it was a good selection. She was doing good with Jess with the mess. Here's the thing, though, and I need people to understand this. Loren Lorosa came in and filled in a few times over, and then when Jess went on leave, according to Jess, Loren was her hand pick to be her replacement. You can't lose your job while you're on a pregnancy leave, or at least you're not supposed to. If you're listening to Jess's IG Live, it looks like she believed Loren came in and not only did a good job, but kind of took her job. And a lot of us fans were like, yo, man, can y'all find a way to make it an iteration of 4? And salute to Envy, Charlamagne, and whoever behind the scenes, I think Tia made this happen to make this iteration of Fordham instead of a tandem of 3 and Loren no longer being with the program. Here's what happened though. I need people to understand this part of it. Yo, there is a small portion of us out there. Hey, y'all, hey. Some of us still go to school for journalism. We're not celebrities, all right? We do really cool things at work from time to time, but we study the art of journalism. Some of us have only dreamed of being journalists, video journalists, radio journalists, music journalists, sports journalists. Some of us have only dreamed about this, meaning we're not comedians. You know, we can't go on the road and get booked for $15,000, $20,000 a show. This is our life. This is what we always wanted to be. So Loren Lorosa comes in and she's great at the job and gets even better while Jess is on leave. Listen to this. All right. If you ever been around greatness in your life, greatness makes good look average. Don't let that bar go over your head. Loren Lorosa is great in her role, and it makes you question everything. I don't know salaries of Jess. I don't know salaries of Loren. My guess is Jess is making substantially more than Loren. Just if you look at the dynamics, the popularity of the brands, you're looking around. If you're iHeart and Power 105, like, oh, wait, we're getting somebody who's better at reading the news, doing that, and pretty much lobbing this segment up to Charlemagne. We found somebody better than what we're paying probably 3 times more for. Why are we doing this? Right? Obviously, you're talking about 2 women. There's those kind of components that could be in the fixture. I don't know what you do with Jess because she's not going to stop talking. This has been her bread and butter. She's really good at the gig herself. I can only imagine how frustrating it probably is to work with Charlemagne during this time. And I mean that in a positive way. Anybody out there that knows me, Taliaferro, y'all know Charlemagne's my favorite interviewer of all time. I think the brother is exceptional. He's, to me, the best interviewer of this era. Even with all the podcasts, to me, he's the best. I've always given him that. But he's also old school business. He's a content professional from the standpoint of he's not going to air out dirty laundry on air and probably not behind the scenes to a degree, right? He's very old school. And if you look at the Charlemagne brand over the years, at least publicly, we've seen him start out as the a-hole to run the views up, to run the numbers up, right? And then he goes into mental health advocate portion of brand. And today this is just outside looking in, he kind of feels like a hybrid of mental health advocate and a-hole donkey of the day, which was the beginning of his career in New York. So it's kind of like a hybrid now. Like, are you really a mental health advocate when you call somebody a donkey every day? It's just a very weird brand. And a part of that brand is like, yo, Charlemagne gets on air and oftentimes acts like he's not associated with the Rumor Report or Jess with the Mess or Loren with the news, right? Like, bro, it's the gig. Like, your gig is to be a commentarian of the culture day in, day out. That's the gig. Like, who would I be to say, yo, I don't want to talk about sports or I don't want to talk about music. I literally do like sports 25% of the time and I cover music like 75% of the time. The gig is the gig. A lot of people ain't gonna like me, but that is the gig. Like, Charlemagne is, I feel like, kind of lost sight of the gig is to do great interviews, but to talk about people's lives that you discussed during the Rumor Report / Jess with the Mess / Loren, he's kind of lost that brand. And I can only imagine what he's like behind the scenes because he's having a great run at things. I don't know how this ends. Loren is phenomenal, but Jess is also really, really good. But again, when greatness walks in the door, it makes good look average. That's just life. And I can see this kind of coming a mile away when you've watched The Breakfast Club, which I still do a few times a week. It is kind of like Jess now giving the segment to Loren to do. And then from there, once the segment is read by Loren and the news is provided by Loren as an aggregator, most of us want to hear Charlemagne's opinion. But then do you give it back to Jess? See, when Jess was doing the moderator portion of the program, it was Jess reading the news and she was able to give her opinion first, and then Charlemagne and Envy kind of fit in. But now you really don't need a tandem of 4 because Loren's doing a great job at all of it. If I'm being honest, I don't know. I'll end with this, man. You know, comedians oftentimes go into radio, but most comedians don't try to do what Jess tried to do. If you think about the legends like the D.L. Hugleys of the world, the Steve Harveys of the world, they're legendary radio personalities not because they moderate news. They don't do that, right? They just give their commentary, make some jokes a few times an hour. Jess is actually trying to fill the Angela Yee role, which Angela Yee is a lifetime journalist as well. That's why Loren is doing it so well, because you can't fake what you do on the weekends. Like, you can't fake the studying and the art that you give the game. And on the weekends, Jess is doing comedy. I'm happy to see a journalist winning in this space. I'm happy that this world was able to see that it's still cool to hire journalists. Like in Atlanta, right? Like, you know, y'all know I got love for Atlanta. Like, most of the program directors in Atlanta are literally hiring Instagram models and former rappers. And no offense to the Instagram models or former rappers that are getting gigs in Atlanta, it's tiresome and it's lazy hiring. Right? I'm talking about all the program directors in Atlanta. I'm talking about all of them. And I'm not even going to single people out by name because I could go there. So the opportunities in a city like Atlanta, the biggest culturally relevant city in the country, are slim because of what their niche is. If you got 100,000 followers and on up, you can probably get a gig on the radio in Atlanta. The problem with that is you lose out on the Loren Lorosas of the world. There's no reason why The Breakfast Club, the biggest urban radio station in the country, was able to swoop Loren up, and so many of these big major market cities slept on her. That's pathetic. That's ridiculous. That's disgusting. That's what radio is. Not just Atlanta, but Atlanta is one of the worst with overlooking journalists to put in the work. And there's some great talent in Atlanta as well. Not everybody fits those demographics that I just said, but it's pathetic that cities like Atlanta overlook talent for hoes. All right, for hoes with motion. That's what they looking for. And I think Loren Lorosa is a classic example of valuing a journalist, and I'm happy about that. But I do hope Jess stays around, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. With time, love, and support. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. What's your take on this? Jess hilarious. Let it be known that she ain't really rocking with her Breakfast Club setup. Jess even referenced the Lean On Me movie. She compared the Breakfast Club's production to East Side High School. For all my Joe Clark fans out there, if you remember the Lean On Me movie, East Side High was a mess until Morgan Freeman, who played this character, Joe, came in, and Mr. Clark was a tough, gritty president, but had to come in and clean up the school. Why that song go anyway? Fair East Side High, by the side will stand and always praise thy name, prize thy name. You cannot compare the Breakfast Club to East Side High. All right, I do not believe they're running an East Side High program at the Breakfast. You can't say that, Jess. You cannot compare the Breakfast Club to East Side High School. This is the most important urban culture program in our country, dude. What's wrong with you, Jess? You can't say that. Time, love, and support. Y'all let me know what y'all think Jess's next move gonna be. How do you see the Breakfast Club? What iteration? Do you see the tandem of 4 staying together, or do you think it's gonna be a trio in the near future? How about, if you love flexing your sports knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports and win some money while you're at it. That's Underdog. For me, I love the pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you got to do is go to the Underdog website or app. You got to pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that specific game. You get your picks right, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use your boy's promo code, which is Ferro, your deposit will get matched up to $1,000 is available to you in bonus cash. You can't beat that. Tap in with Underdog. My promo code is Ferro.